Guys, AJ here again. Now, kakatapos na nating naintindihan kung why we need to invest in the stock market, and to sum it up, kasi it's very strategic because stocks are the asset that could actually outpace all other assets through time. So, syempre, if you have long-term goals, if you have retirement goals, education in the future, this investment vehicle is very, very good for you because pwede ka mag-umpisa kahit hindi naman masyadong malaki yung kapital mo. At the same time, yung liquidation could be very, very easy for you. Okay? But now, kailangan nating aralin kung how do we make money in the stock market. Paano ba kumikita dyan? Bakit ba lumalago yung pera? So, kailangan natin intindihin because sabi nga nila, for us to choose the right investment, we need to understand how it works. And in this video, itatalakay natin, titingnan natin kung paano ba talaga, how it works, and kung paano natin, syempre, kung alam natin kung paano siya gumagana, alam natin how can we build the right strategies in this kind of investing. So, enjoy this video and hope you will learn more. Next, so there's a question, how do we make money in the stock market? So there's a lot of people asking, so paano ba kumita dyan? Kanina nakita natin dun sa video, no, how to make money in the stock market. But right now, let's deeply clarify and deeply study how can we make money in the stock market. Okay. Now, there's what we call price appreciation and there's what we call dividend. Here are the two ways we can make money in the stock market. Let's first tackle price appreciation. Okay. By definition, price appreciation or capital gain means an increase in the market price of a stock. This is where the old popular rule that buy low or sell high originates from. So you buy something at a low price and sell it at a higher price, the difference of which becomes your gross profit. So price appreciation, it means lang, ito po yung pagtaas ng presyo ng binibili nating kumpanya. Kasabay ng pagtaas po ng paglago po ng kumpanya. For example, if a company, meron na siya dalawang branch. Okay? So for example, presyo niya 20 pesos. Now, after 5 years from dalawang branch, yung branch na maging 200, syempre yung presyo niya hindi na same gaya dati. The price would also increase. Same with the assets of the company. Yun po yung price appreciation. For example po, Meralco, one of the biggest utilities company in the Philippines, right? So for example, nag-umpisa po December 1, nag-umpisa yung price 2010, 175. After let's say a year, the price have grew to 280. So in this case po, capital gains mo, you bought at 175, you sold at 180. Now, kumita po kayo, yung gain nyo po is 105 pesos. So if you bought one share, that's 105 pesos. Now, ang gain nyo po is 60%. So you grew your money 60%, rating more than a year on buying Meralco shares. So in other side of the coin, there's also price depreciation. It's where ito po yung pagbaba ng presyo ng stock na binili natin. Tama? So in this case, Meralco, the same example, we bought the share, for example, January 2010 at 290 pesos. After a few days or few months, bumagsak po yung stock from 290 to 220 pesos. In this case, it's a capital loss. It means, from binili mo na 290 pesos, binenta mo siya 220, nalugi po kayo ng 70 pesos. So in this case, this is a loss of 24%. Okay? So, buli ka ng one stock, 70 pesos nalugi mo. So, if you have 100,000, nalugi ka ng 24,000 pesos. That's capital loss. So, there's a gain, there's a loss in the stock market. It depends po, syempre, sa buying and selling or sentiment ng mga tao or any news involved on the specific company, di ba? Kasi on a daily basis, marami namang news or there's also changes in income of the company, changes of plans. So, syempre, ang kita mo dun sa pag-invest mo is depende sa movement ng company binili mo. However, if you believe that if you've invested sa isang sobrang matibay na company or sobrang kumikitang company, you don't have to worry about because as long as this company is doing well, your investment will be doing well also. So I suggest if you want to invest in these companies, invest in companies that you believe will be there for the next 20 or 30 years from now. Okay? Now, next. Let me give an example, Philippine Stock Index. Now, if you've invested, for example, in the Philippine Stock Index, PSEI, the top 30 companies in the Philippines in 2003, makita mo sa investment mo, original investment of 24,000, ito yung nilagay mo, after year on year, kita mong lumalaki at saka nagbo-move po siya. For example, 2014, ang 24,000 mo kumita po ng 26% or 8,000. Pagka 2005 naman, kumita ng 14% or 6,000. 2006, 40%. 2007, 23%. However, there are times also 2008, during the financial crisis, bumagsak po yung stock, nalugi po kayo ng 48% or 41,000. But in this case,
as long as you're long-term with your investment, nakita natin na 2009, kumita po uli siya ng 62% or 27,000. So in short, in just 10 years of investing in Philippine Stock Exchange Index, in 24,000 mo po, naging 136,000 na, or kumita po kayo ng almost 100,000, is like times 5 or times 6 of your original investment po. So in this case na, originally, 24,000 na in-investment, hindi mo dinagdagan. Okay? Next is BDO, Banco de Oro. So makita po natin before na, ako ay observe po no, na ngayon in this time, marami pong branches ng BDO, but before 10 years ago, 5 years ago, sobrang konti lang. And ang pag-expand po ng BDO, same po sa pag-expand ng business, yung presyo ng stock na bili po natin. So during 2003, alam po natin, for example, if you've invested 24,000 pesos, makita natin na after 10 years of investing, yung 24,000 mo po, naging 107,000 na. So kumita ka ng 83,000. Okay? Next example is Jollibee, one of my favorite example po. We know that the Jollibee is a company continuously expanding, no, from originally from Jollibee, eventually nagkaroon ng Chowking, nagkaroon ng Red Ribbon, nagkaroon eventually binili nila yung mga inasal, and there's a lot of expansion of these companies. And for example, na-invest po kayo 2003 Jollibee, original money po 24,000. After 10 years of investing, makita po natin no, na tumaas, bumaba yung market. However, yung pera mo, eventually, lumaki ng up to 132,324 pesos. So, almost times 5 or times 6 po ng pera ang in-invest nyo originally with the shares of Jollibee. Now, my next example, this is one of the biggest example po. Hindi po lahat nagiging ganito. However, there are some companies na sobrang laki po na expansion. So, for example, is DMCI, or ito yung company ni construction company ni Mr. Conson Hee, yung isa sa mga tycoons natin sa Pilipinas. So if you've invested daw 24,000 in 2003, makita mo na after 10 years of investing, yung 24,000 mo po, naging 10.5 million na. So, di ba, kita naman natin, hindi naman one year lang lumaki agad yung pera, but it took 10 years to grow the money. And makita mo sa pag-growth niya na, for example, 2014, it grew 1,405%, then it had the loss at 2005, then it gained 100% 2006, and 57% in 2007, and it lost 72% 2008. But eventually, nakita mo na consistent po ang growth niya. And pag long-term po kayo, kita natin na long-term din yung paglago ng pera. So this is one of the example na if you keep long-term investment in the stock market, you could really get more than of your money's worth. So for planning for retirement, or for business in the future, or for education for your kids, stock market investments is one of the best vehicle po for your investments. Okay? Now, let me show this asset comparison. From all of the asset classes here, we've seen that the stock market, PSEI ba yan, BDO, Jollibee, or DMCI, na these assets have really grown the most over time. And makita natin yung savings on the bank, after saving for quite some time, kita natin na 24,000 mo, after 10 years, kumita lang ng 5%. So that's more or less 1,000 plus in matter of 10 years. So, lugi ka pa sa inflation at saka sa withholding tax ng bangko. Now, time deposit naman, for example, kind of 1 to 2% growth rate, makita natin ang 24,000 mo, tumubo lang ng 21% after 10 years. So, mga nasa 2 to 3% lang after 10 years, diba? So, kumita ka lang ng almost 5,000. So, lugi ka pa. So, instead, if your plans are long-term, really stick to stock market, stick to these businesses, long-term businesses, okay? Now, another way of making money in the stock market is what we call dividends. Okay? Dividends, by definition, represents part of the company earnings that's not going to be reinvested in the future business plans, and is instead divided into its shareholders. Dividends are given in the form of cash or stock. So in this case, this is the way how the owners can get money from the company through declaring dividends. Okay, so as an example, let me show you this to you. For example, PLDT cash dividends. So, for example, if you invested in PLDT in year 2008 as a capital, let's say 1,000,000, you've seen that 2008 you earned 9%, 9.17% of dividends of PLDT. That's 194 per share. Now, you've earned around 91,700. In 2009, you've earned almost 8%, around 79,000. At 2010, you've earned around 8%, around 85,000. 2011, you've earned around almost 9%, around 87,000. 2012, almost 7%, 68,000. In 2013, almost 7%, that's 67,000. So here in just 6 years of investing in PLDT, we've showed you that you've earned more or less 500,000 in cash dividends in PLDT na wala kang ginagawa. Nakaupo ka lang, di ba? And hindi pa kasama yung capital gains dyan. So that's how dividends work. So for example, another example in Jollibee, Jollibee Foods Corporation, 2015 May of 29th, I've received a cash dividends. Meron akong konting Jollibee na natira from my trading, and nagka-receive po ako ng dividends na 110 shares. Meron akong 0.80 shares pala per dividend na declare in Jollibee, and in that case, meron ako 110 shares of Jollibee. So in this case, na-receive ko ang amount is 88 pesos. So net of withholding tax of 10%. I have a net receivable of 79.20 pesos cash dividends. So in this case, pwede na pangkape. Thanks Jollibee. So ayan. So this is an example of cash dividends.